Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. It's Melissa here. I am going to probably move things around and get a different background here, something more interesting than just my bed. So listen, it's just been easy for me to record over here. That's all. I've been very lazy with my recording. So I was out and about enjoying, dressing up today. I got another pair of earrings. I like to be extremely pretty basic in my fashion, and I'll be wearing these later probably. So those were on sale. Get what you want, but get it on sale. So so what I want to talk about is, yeah, I had a lot of stares. I get a lot of stares when I dress up, and I had on a nice skirt, nylons, and heels, and a lot of men look at you like people look at you like you have two heads nowadays wearing a dress, right? So, or a skirt. So I had on a nice skirt, and yeah, all my curves were showing. They show no matter what I wear. So I want to talk about being feminine for a minute, enjoying your beauty. A lot of us were brought up to, once we showed, our beauty, something would happen, right? We'd either have another woman be like, oh my goodness, look at what she's got on. She looks like a tramp, right? Or we'd have a guy be like, gawking at us and, coming at us and all this stuff, right? So you want to be able to handle men looking at you. So no matter what I do, I have men who look at me no matter what I do. If my hair is up, if it's down, if I wear jeans, no matter what I do. And so what can happen is you can get like extremely let me see, I'm shy, so you can get extremely walled up. You can be like, okay, this guy is, acting like, he's just, gawking at me. Like there was a guy today in his car, and he has sunglasses on, and he was literally like gawking at me outside the window. And then there were two other guys who were staring at me when I walked by. And there's nothing you can do. Okay, there's nothing you can do, ladies. You can put those walls up, and you can lose your femininity. You can be like, okay, I am just going to totally protect myself. Put those walls up, put the boundaries up, and totally protect myself. But instead, what you want to do is you just want to enjoy that, yeah, you look feminine, and it's okay to look that way. We don't want to look like the woman who, I'll call them liberal, okay? I'll be nice about it. We have a lot of conservative, good-looking women right now in the media. You don't want to look like some of these liberal women who look like a man. I've even seen it in churches who look like they're pastors. You don't want to look like a man. And I hate to say that. I'm not trying to pick on anybody, but it's just a basic, fundamental, what do I want to say? Thing by design, okay? We are made for men. And someone's going to have a comment on here, one of my regulars. I know who it's going to be too. But we are made for men. We are made to enjoy men's masculinity, all that they offer us. I enjoy being around masculinity. Okay, I'm a mother of boys, so that's, I'm just used to boys. But even growing up, I had a lot of guys around me, and I enjoy being around that masculinity because it softens you. That's what it will do. If you do not let a man's masculinity soften you, you will wall up, and you will look like you will even be off balance. You will even be like walking a certain way and acting a certain way. You can act like a man very easily. You want a lot of masculinity around you so that you are not a fish out of water and you are feeling like a woman. So it's nothing sexual. I just want to say that right now. And when you have women looking at you like, oh my goodness, you look like a homewrecker or whatever, you can still dress nice and be modest and just enjoy your femininity. So when this guy was looking at me and gawking at me out his window, all I did was I stayed steadfast, and I didn't put up the walls, and I wasn't like, hey baby, you know? Same with the men in the truck, gawking at me. It is their issue if they're, really lusting after you. It's their issue. So what you want to do is you just want to stay steadfast. And yeah, you're a woman. You can't help it that you have boobs. And if you have big boobs, you can't help it like I do. You just, it's just the way you are made. And you should not feel ashamed of that. I'm not dressed in modest. I have a tank top on because it's super hot here in Colorado. I mean, we can't, what are we supposed to do? Put on a snowsuit? It's hot. Uh, Even when I was talking to one girl and she said she likes a two-piece, but she doesn't like to show too much skin. We are living in a day and age where a lot of women show a lot of skin, and you can be desensitized to it as a man and just be like, oh yeah, that they just got a bathing suit on. That's kind of how I was brought up. Like, it's just a bathing suit, right? So you can have men who stumble over different things. Some can see your legs and they're going to stumble. Some can see your bra strap, they're going to stumble. You cannot control what different men like and what they don't like, but you can control yourself, okay? You can control you, and you can be like, okay, I am going to stay steadfast despite the looks I'm getting, despite the attention I'm getting. Enjoy that, men, not in a lustful way, but men, look at women as just, there's a good looking woman. That's it. That's where you can enjoy it. There's a beautiful woman, and let it stop there. Let it stop there. It doesn't have to be, a guy coming at you. It doesn't have to be a woman feeling like she owes a guy something because he's looking at her. And I'm just saying this because my channel is about helping women, and we want our feminine intact. And I know for some of us who, I grew up with a lot of guys liking me and using me, and, a lot of sexual harassment in the restaurant business. It can take things from you. It can take your femininity where you are like all walled up and you're like, I am, going to protect myself. And I'm not saying you can't protect yourself, but you can enjoy being a woman. And we want to mature into that. We want to mature into enjoying just how we're made. And it's not a lustful thing, and it's not a, let's have sex thing. So there is a difference between, and there's a fine line between being like, finding your value in how you look versus saying, I'm a woman of God's, and, I find my value in who He made me to be and in my relationship with Him, compared to, and it's tricky, compared to finding your value as I was raised in how you look. I mean, when I was growing up, like my grandmother all the time, oh, she's so pretty, she's so cute. I got that all the way growing up. And it's a gift from God. And when you're older, you want to use it the right way. You don't want to use it. My grandmother was a beautiful woman. She was an Elizabeth Taylor. You don't want to use it the wrong way. You don't want to use it to get men to want to have sex with you, or men to, just buy you everything. It's not based on your looks. It's based on friendship, usually, when they do something nice for you. So just let's use our sexuality, right, ladies? And I called a pregnancy center today, and this will go along with it, but they have coaching for moms, right, to help them all the way up, and they have coaching. They can meet every other week. I'm not seeing the older women teaching women how to enjoy their sexuality. I'm just not. I'm going to come out with it. I haven't seen that. I've seen one side or the other. I've seen the stiff, the stiff, cold fish woman who, very kind of self-righteous and religious type of woman. And then I've seen the, floozy, on the other hand, showing everything off and wanting to sleep with every guy. But I have not seen a lot of examples. Growing up with Hollywood, I watched TV all the time with, Charlie Angels, Wonder Woman. I do tend to think Wonder Woman was a better example. than some of the examples we had, because she could do a lot. She was beautiful, but she wasn't lusty. And that's what I like about Wonder Woman. But as far as other women, we see, the woman who just looks like she hasn't had sex in ages compared to the woman who looks like she always has sex. So we want to be balanced and we want to be in between where, yes, God has given us God given beauty. He wants it to use our beauty for Him and to promote the kingdom of God, right? And the reason why He gives us beauty is because He wants us to be able to have a husband, procreate, and then be able to further His kingdom. So this is why we have the beauty we have, ladies. We have our boobs to be able to nurse. It's not just for our husbands, but it's to be able to nurse. And we just want to use our God-given beauty the right way. That's what I'm trying to say here. So I haven't seen a lot of examples of this. I will be looking for other women who talk about this besides like a sex therapist. I think that's weird. I would not go to a sex therapist and talk to somebody else about my marriage. I would not do that. I'd probably read some stuff, but I wouldn't go to a sex therapist. So we want to be able to be sexual ladies and enjoy sex and love it when we're married, not outside of marriage. It's not okay outside of marriage. And you don't want to be like totally, when you are having sex in your marriage, you don't want to be like, you want to enjoy it. You don't want to be like totally stiff and like, this is just for procreation, right? So sex is a gift. Let's use it right. Beauty is a gift, and let's use it for what God intended. And yeah, that's what I get for now, guys. Thanks for joining me.